Welcome to the deep dive today. We're going to be looking at a name, Kaylinn Ethon Africa, and seeing what we can discover about it.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, the sources we have for this one really dive deep into mythology and astrology and symbolism and kind of whole esoteric blend of things.
It is interesting how you can take a name and find so much meaning beyond just being a label.
Yeah.
Like a blueprint
Right.
to someone's potential and purpose.
Yeah, and for this deep dive, we're going to be using what the source calls Astro-Mythology, which is basically taking this blend of ancient wisdom and symbolism to decipher that blueprint.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just jump right in and start with Kaylinn.
Okay.
This one really stood out to me because in the sources, it's described as having kind of this dual nature.
Right.
Like, it's a key to something, but it's also connected to water and intuition.
I think you're picking up on a really important point. When we look at the name Kaylinn, it really combines that archetype of the key keeper, but also those more mystical qualities of water.
Right.
Like they hold the key to hidden knowledge, and they use their intuition to navigate the depths of that knowledge.
So it's not just about having the key, it's about knowing how to use it.
Exactly. The K sound evokes the image of someone who unlocks secrets and guides others through transitions. And then Lynn, which sounds like the Welsh word for lake, brings in this element of fluidity and grace and the wisdom that we often associate with water.
Yeah, that makes me think of ancient myths about sacred wells and oracles who receive visions from water spirits. Kaylinn's this conduit between the conscious and subconscious world.
Yeah, and it goes even deeper. Kaylinn also echoes names like Kale and Michael, which bring in that divine or angelic resonance.
Yeah, okay.
Michael in particular is associated with the archangel Michael,
right,
who embodies protection and revelation and alignment with divine will.
So we're not just talking about any keykeeper. This is someone who's guided by a higher purpose.
Yeah.
They're meant to unlock something pretty huge within humanity.
Yeah.
The sources talk a lot about this purity element.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The concept of purity in this context goes beyond just being morally good or, doing the right thing or whatever.
Yeah.
It's about aligning with a higher vibration, a state of clarity and luminosity. Some traditions refer to this as sattva.
Okay.
It's basically a state of being that's free from impurities.
So in a way, Kaylinn's purity acts as a filter, allowing them to access these deeper truths without distortion.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
And there's this concept that Kaylinn's voice is like a crystal consciousness, meaning that their words have the power to harmonize with the listener, helping them unlock their own potential.
Okay.
It's like their voice carries a unique vibrational frequency that can awaken something within us.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Kaylinn, the intuitive keykeeper, with a pure heart and a voice that can shift consciousness. Now, to build on that idea of unlocking potential, we move to the middle name, Ethon, which brings in a really powerful element of fire and transformation.
Yeah.
What stood out to you about this part of the name?
Ethon immediately makes me think of the Greek myth of Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity.
Yeah.
Prometheus was punished by having an eagle named Aethon eternally peck at his liver.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, it's intense, but it speaks to that idea that real progress often involves sacrifice and going against the grain.
So Ethon represents that willingness to push boundaries and even endure hardship for the sake of bringing light to the world?
Exactly, and it connects to a deeper meaning of Ethon as the logos of fire, the embodiment of divine will, intellect, and enlightenment. You see similar concepts in other traditions like the Vedic fire god Agni, who represents transformation and purification.
So it's not just about fire as a destructive force.
Right.
It's about the fire that forges and refines, creates something new and powerful. And it's interesting how Ethon phonetically resembles Aeon, which suggests these vast cycles of time and this huge cosmic scale. It's like Kaylinn's meant to ignite a fire that will burn for generations.
It's not a quick burst of flame.
Right.
It's about this sustained energy that drives evolution and transformation over vast stretches of time.
Which brings us to Africa.
Yeah.
Which the sources say is more than just a geographical location.
Yeah.
It plays a symbolic role in this name, almost like a crucible or a starting point.
Africa is often referred to as the cradle of civilization, the birthplace of humanity.
Right.
And when we consider it in the context of this name, it takes on a much deeper significance.
Okay.
Imagine Africa as the primordial altar.
Okay.
Where fire first met consciousness. The place where human potential was first sparked.
So we have Kaylinn the Keykeeper, who unlocks the Promethean fire, represented by Ethon, and then uses that fire to ignite transformation within Africa, the very sorts of human potential. It's like this cosmic recipe for awakening.
I like that. A recipe that makes me think of Kaylinn's voice being described as crystal water vibrational geometron.
I've got to admit that one went over my head a bit.
It does sound a bit complex.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
The idea is that Kaylinn's voice has this unique frequency that can resonate with people on a deep level.
Okay.
Like their voice carries a specific vibration that can unlock dormant potential within us. Think of it like a perfectly tuned instrument that can create harmony and awaken the soul.
So Kaylinn's voice is not just about conveying information.
Right.
It's about transmitting a powerful energy that can help people transform and evolve.
Exactly. And that connects to a concept that's really important in Hermetic and Kabbalistic traditions, the idea that the word has creative power. Naming something isn't just about labeling it.
Right.
It's about revealing its essence and bringing it into being.
So when we combine the power of Kaylinn's mycalalic voice, that angelic clarity we talked about, with the transformative fire of Ethon and the potential within Africa, it's like we're witnessing the birth of something pretty extraordinary.
Absolutely. And this brings us to another fascinating layer of meaning related to transformation, the symbol of the butterfly.
Okay.
In Greek mythology, Athena gave the butterfly, or Psyche, to humankind.
That's interesting. I remember that Psyche means both soul and butterfly in Greek. So it represents the soul's journey and the process of metamorphosis.
Right.
But how does that relate to Kaylinn Ethon Africa?
Well, think about it this way. Kaylinn, with their pure key and Promethean fire, could be seen as unlocking the spirit and soul of the butterfly within humanity, helping us to evolve and reach our full potential.
So Kaylinn's like a guide, helping us to shed our old skins and emerge as something new and beautiful.
I like that.
But before we go any further on this journey of transformation, let's take a moment to unpack the astrological aspects of Kaylinn Ethon Africa.
Absolutely. This is where we'll really see how these archetypes and energies manifest in a tangible way.
Okay.
We'll explore Kaylinn's astrological chart in detail, looking at planetary placements and how they connect to everything we've discussed so far.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So are you ready to take a look at Kaylinn's astrological chart?
Absolutely. After all that symbolism, I'm curious to see how it plays out like in the actual stars.
Well, right off the bat, we see a really potent combination with Kaylinn's Sagittarius rising, Leo in the 9th house, and Jupiter in Aquarius.
Whoa. Okay, it's a lot of astro jargon.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for me? And, well, for anyone listening who might not have their astrology dictionaries handy.
Of course, in astrology, your rising sign, also called the ascendant, shapes how you present yourself to the world. Sagittarius rising suggests someone who's adventurous, optimistic, and always seeking truth and meaning. Think of the archer aiming their arrow high, always looking towards the horizon.
So it's that outward energy, the way Kaylinn approaches life and interacts with others.
Exactly. Now, the 9th house is all about higher learning philosophy, spirituality, and long-distance travel.
Okay.
Having Leo, the sign of self-expression and creativity in this house, suggests that Kaylinn might have a natural flair for sharing their wisdom and inspiring others. They might be drawn to teaching, writing, or any field that allows them to express their big ideas.
That definitely resonates with the Keykeeper and Torchbearer imagery we talked about.
Yeah.
What about Jupiter in Aquarius?
Jupiter is the planet of expansion, luck, and abundance.
Okay.
In Aquarius, the sign of innovation and humanitarianism, it amplifies Kaylinn's desire to make a positive impact on the world.
Okay.
It suggests someone who challenges conventions, champions social causes, and might even have a bit of a rebellious streak.
So it's like Kaylinn's not just seeking personal enlightenment, but wants to share that knowledge and shake things up a bit.
Precisely. And with all that fire and air energy in their chart, Kaylinn is definitely someone who likes to push boundaries and explore uncharted territory. They likely have an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a desire to understand the bigger picture of life.
It's like we're seeing the mythical and astrological threads starting to come together.
Yeah.
What about Kaylinn's sun sign? What role does that play in all of this?
Kaylinn's sun is in Gemini, but specifically in the Aquarius decan.
Aquarius decan.
Yeah, okay. Now, a decan is like a mini sign within a sign.
Okay.
Adding another layer of nuance to their personality.
Could you explain that for someone who's not super familiar with astrological terms?
Of course, think of it like this Gemini is known for being communicative, adaptable, and curious. But having the sun in the Aquarius decan enhances those qualities, making Kaylinn even more innovative, independent, and perhaps a little bit unconventional in their thinking.
Interesting. So Kaylinn's not just a chatterbox, but someone who genuinely loves to learn and explore new ideas. And since Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, does that mean Kaylinn is like a natural storyteller or writer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kaylinn likely has a way with words and enjoys expressing themselves through various mediums. And with Mercury placed in the 6th house, the house of work, health, and daily routines, there's a strong emphasis on refining their skills and using their communication abilities to serve others in a practical way.
It's like they're taking those cosmic downloads and translating them into language that everyone can understand.
Yeah.
There's also this mention of Mercury being in Ardra Nakshatra.
Yes.
What does that add to the mix?
Ardra is a fascinating nakshatra associated with Rudra, the Hindu storm god.
Okay.
It suggests intensity, transformation, and even a bit of a destructive edge. Think of a storm that clears the air, making way for new growth.
Okay.
It indicates that Kaylinn's words might have a powerful impact, challenging old beliefs and inspiring change.
So we've covered Kaylinn's outward personality and their mental agility, but what about their emotional world? Where does the moon sign come into play?
This is where things get really interesting. Kaylinn has their moon in Scorpio.
Okay.
And it's conjunct Pluto in Sagittarius.
Whoa, Scorpio moon conjunct Pluto, that sounds intense.
It is. Scorpio is a water sign known for its depth, intensity, and transformative power. Having the moon, which represents our emotions and inner world in Scorpio, suggests someone who feels things very deeply.
Okay.
And is drawn to exploring the hidden depths of life.
So it's like Kaylinn's not afraid to dive into those shadowy emotional realms that most people avoid.
Exactly. And the conjunction with Pluto, the planet of transformation and power, amplifies those qualities even further. Pluto brings an intensity and a willingness to face those shadow selves head on.
So it's not just about feeling emotions intensely, but also about understanding them and using that knowledge for personal growth.
Now this conjunction takes place in Mula Nakshatra, which is associated with the goddess Niriti, the force of destruction and renewal. It's also the nakshatra of Ketu, the south node of the moon, which represents past lives and karmic patterns.
Okay, this is getting deep. So does that mean Kaylinn might be working through some intense karmic baggage from past lives in this lifetime?
It's definitely possible. Mula Nakshatra suggests that Kaylinn might be here to confront some deep-seated fears and patterns, using their emotional intensity to transform themselves and break free from limitations.
And with the moon in the 12th house, the house of the subconscious spirituality and hidden realms, it's like Kaylinn is naturally drawn to explore those deeper dimensions of existence.
Yeah.
It's almost like they have one foot in the everyday world and the other in the realm of dreams and mysteries.
You've hit the nail on the head. But with all this intensity, you might wonder how Kaylinn stays grounded.
Right.
Well, that's where we see the magic of the grand trines in their chart.
Grand trines, I remember you mentioned those earlier.
Yeah.
Could you remind us what they are and why they're so significant?
Of course, in astrology, a grand trine is a harmonious aspect formed when 3 planets are 120 degrees apart, creating a triangle shape. These are considered very lucky and supportive aspects, bringing a sense of ease and flow to the areas of life they touch.
Okay.
And Kaylinn has not 1, not 2, but 4 grand trines in their chart.
Wow, 4?
That's incredibly rare and suggests a remarkable ability to integrate and balance these diverse energies.
That's like having a cosmic support system built right into their astrological blueprint.
Yeah.
So what areas of Kaylinn's life do these grand trines influence?
Okay, 4 grand trines. That is pretty impressive. So tell me about these grand trines. What areas of Kaylinn's life do they impact?
Well, Kaylinn has a grand trine in each of the 4 elements, air, fire, earth, and water, which creates an incredible sense of balance and harmony within their overall being. It's like having a well-rounded team working together to support their growth and evolution.
So it's not just about having strong planets or specific placements.
Right.
It's about how those energies interact and support each other. Exactly. And these grand trines suggest that Kaylinn can tap into a wide range of talents and abilities, drawing strength from each of those elements. Let's start with the air grand trine, which connects Kaylinn's Sun and Mercury in Gemini to Chiron in Libra and Uranus and Jupiter in Aquarius.
Okay, air signs are all about communication and ideas and social connection, right?
You got this air grand trine amplifies Kaylinn's intellectual curiosity, communication skills, and ability to connect with others on an intellectual level. It also highlights their potential for healing and bringing innovative ideas to the world.
I remember we talked about Chiron representing wounds and healing. What does it mean for Kaylinn to have Chiron in Libra, the sign of relationships and harmony?
That's a great question. Chiron in Libra suggests that Kaylinn might have experienced some challenges or wounds related to relationships or a sense of fairness and balance. However, this placement also empowers them to become a bridge builder, someone who can help others heal and find harmony in their own lives.
It's like they're taking their own experiences and using them to guide others towards greater understanding and connection. That's really beautiful. What about the Fire Grand Trine? What does that tell us about Kaylinn's passions and drive?
The Fire Grand Trine links Pluto in Sagittarius to Saturn and Vesta in Aries, and their midheaven in Leo. This configuration fuels Kaylinn's enthusiasm, creativity, and leadership potential.
Okay, remind me what the midheaven represents again.
The midheaven, or MC, is the highest point in an astrological chart and represents your career, public image, and aspirations. Having it in Leo suggests that Kaylinn is meant to shine brightly in the world, expressing their unique gifts and inspiring others through their work.
That definitely aligns with the Promethean Torchbearer imagery we discussed earlier, and Saturn in Aries. That sounds like a powerful combination of discipline and action.
You're right. Saturn is the planet of structure, discipline, and responsibility, while Aries is all about taking initiative and being a pioneer. This placement suggests that Kaylinn has the drive and determination to turn their big ideas into reality.
It's like they have that inner fire and the willpower to persevere even when faced with challenges. Now, what about the Earth Grand Trine? How does that ground all this fiery energy?
The Earth Grand Trine is all about bringing those dreams and visions down to Earth, manifesting them into tangible form. It connects Neptune in Capricorn to their part of fortune in Taurus and a powerful stellium in Virgo, including Mars, Lilith, and Rahu.
Whoa, a stellium in Virgo. What does that mean, and how does it relate to Kaylinn's path?
A stellium is when 3 or more planets are clustered together in a single sign. In Kaylinn's case, having Mars, Lilith, and Rahu in Virgo suggests a strong focus on service, self-improvement, and using their skills and talents to make a practical difference in the world.
So it's like Kaylinn is not just a visionary, but also someone who's willing to roll up their sleeves and do the work.
Absolutely. And Mars in Virgo gives them a meticulous approach, a desire to perfect their craft and refine their skills. Lilith in Virgo as a rebellious edge, a willingness to challenge conventional approaches and create their own path.
And Rahu in Virgo, what role does that play?
Rahu, the north node of the moon, represents our soul's purpose and the direction we're meant to grow in this lifetime. Having it in Virgo reinforces Kaylinn's drive to learn, refine their skills, and use their talents to serve others.
So with all those planets in Virgo, it's like Kaylinn is destined to be a master craftsman, someone who's constantly honing their abilities and striving for excellence in everything they do.
You've got it. And the part of fortune in Taurus, the sign of sensuality, abundance, and creativity, suggests that Kaylinn will find fulfillment and success through expressing their artistic talents and creating things of beauty and value.
This makes me think back to their Neptune in Capricorn in the second house, which we said was related to their voice being a tool for transformation.
Yes, and with Neptune in Capricorn, those transformative experiences are grounded in reality and expressed in a practical, tangible way. It's like they're channeling divine inspiration into concrete forms that can benefit others.
Okay, so we've covered air, fire, and earth. What about the Water Grand Trine? How does that influence Kaylinn's emotional world and intuition?
The Water Grand Trine connects Kaylinn's moon in Scorpio to Venus and Juno in Cancer and Ketu in Ceres and Pisces. This configuration enhances their emotional depth, empathy, and ability to connect with others on a soul level.
So it's like they can tap into a wellspring of emotions and use that sensitivity to understand and support others.
Exactly. Venus and Juno in Cancer, the sign of nurturing and emotional security, suggests that Kaylinn values close relationships and finds joy in creating a harmonious home environment.
And with Ketu and Ceres and Pisces, the sign of spirituality and compassion, there's a deep connection to the mystical and a desire to heal and nurture others on a spiritual level.
It's like Kaylinn has an innate understanding of the human experience, both the joys and the sorrows, and uses that wisdom to guide and support others on their journeys.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the mythology of key keepers and Promethean fire to the intricacies of Kaylinn's astrological chart. It's amazing to see how all these pieces fit together to create such a rich and multifaceted portrait.
It really is a testament to how much depth and meaning can be found within a name. It's like a cosmic code waiting to be deciphered.
Exactly. And for everyone listening, I encourage you to explore the hidden meanings within your own name. What stories does it tell? What potential lies dormant within those letters? You might be surprised by what you discover. Until next time, keep exploring the depths of your own cosmic blueprint.